There we go. We're on the way. Cool. So back to Monday. Reset. Do it all over again. What I see here on the SPY is a gap down, and it's been consolidating down here, hitting itself on this level, lower level, which is a good setup for a breakdown. Going into this mess, it's not really that messy. It's okay. It was messy here. Went down. It's okay. So that breakdown makes sense. I wouldn't really trust the breakout going upward. It hasn't truly consolidated enough, I'd say, below this level. Yeah, it'd be a tricky area. So the short makes sense. But again, also, there's a ton of news coming out today at 10. So I'm going to wait for that to pass. And yeah, there's something at 9:45. So basically got to sit out 30 minutes. If it was just at 10, I'd sit out the first 5 and maybe catch something before 10. Yeah, before 10, but not today. And let's see, after 10 o'clock, it's all good. It's a free market. So yeah, 30 minutes. I'm gonna wait before I trade the SPY.
Feels like the pullbacks are getting bought on SPY.
Could be. Yeah, it looks like that. So let's see.
I feel like a reversal. It's gonna probably pull back, and then the reversal might be a bigger trade to the upside.
Yeah. We see that quite often.
The high from last week was like, what was it? Because I watched the SPXL. SPXL was 137, close to 138.
Yeah, it was basically where it closed on Friday, around 568 on the SPY. So up there.
Correct.
So let's see what happens. Anyways, there's a lot of news coming out today. All of it seems to be impactful. Most of it's at 10, some of it's at 9:45. So let it chop around and stop people out and do all that, blow people up, and then you go play. You don't want to be the one getting blown up. That's just the SPY. The other tickers, well, let me know what you want to look at. I don't really look at the news when I'm looking at other tickers. So I thought we were starting with trading with the boot campers today, but we're going to start next week on Monday. Boot camp begins today, but the live trading at boot camp begins on Monday. So this week is routine as usual. Next week things will change. Just a little details that I don't tend to pay attention to, unfortunately. Yeah.
Did you say the format will change soon?
Yeah, just mildly. We discussed it last week a few times, but basically we're merging this room with the boot camp. So the live trading we're doing now, you'll see that the group will be larger. It'll be all the boot campers joining us, and there will be an additional moderator as well. So we'll have Thor in here twice a week. I believe Megan once a week, and then we have the likes of John, Peter, Mike, rotating. Andrew will also pop in once in a while. So we're just doing it for this boot camp. Let's see how it goes. It's going to be interesting. I'm actually really excited about it. For us in here, you're going to get a lot more insights because everyone else has other opinions different from mine, so that may be helpful. And we'll get to be the boot campers as well. They'll be asking all kinds of questions. And you'll see about boot camp, what's interesting is usually it starts out with whatever the size is, 50 or 80 people. And then, by the end of the 3 months, it's down to like 15 people who show up regularly. It's very typical. So let's see how that goes. But we'll still have all the moderators in here. So it's exciting. I'm going to be expanding a fair bit. But that's just the live trading, not like in the Discord and stuff. That, that stays as it is. So, yeah, Shane, go ahead.
As a generalization for today, would you say today is kind of like a ORB sort of style to the downside, and then more of like a breakout and retest to the top side if it does go up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, see, anything's possible. Don't create a bias before the open that you're just creating out of nowhere. It could be anything. It did gap down, and then we have a lot of news. We have Warren Buffett liquidating. We have all kinds of stuff that's going to pop up in the first 30 minutes. So it's going to be jumpy, generally speaking. So I expect tremendous volatility. So those 1 minute ORBs, excuse me, 1 minute ORBs are going to be good. I think early on, and then probably after 10 or 11 or something like that later on, we'll establish into a trend, most likely. I don't know which direction. That's kind of the feel I've got as well.
Yeah, somebody mentioned a pullback, so I was thinking, well, if it goes to the top of the 8 a.m. candle, that's not going to be a breakout; it's going to be a false. But yeah, generalization, sounds about right. Have all this consolidation at the bottom,
Yeah, down here, this is a good setup for a push down and breakout, which could happen very quickly at the open, and then it bounce up later on. Could be. So,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to define as a ORB or a breakout. Are we waiting for the first sign at the starting line to go, or a breakout and retest? Correct.
Yeah, that retest always is a higher conviction, right? Anyway, so you're going to be jumpy at the open. I think it's going to be extra jumpy today, just based on what I'm seeing. But let's keep an eye and see what happens. Could be a whole lot of nothing as well, right? And you're saying, but we are here as we believe your strategy. You believe my strategy? Oh, what a lump of crap. Come on. Everyone's got to find their own strategy. Don't copy me. You can start with what I'm doing, yeah, sure, or start with whatever makes sense to you. But if you just blindly copy what I'm doing, you'll fail. Absolutely. So you got to develop it based on your perception, based on your results, and grow it, tweak it as you go. At least you're not starting from zero. You got something to work with or a philosophy to start with. That works. And then tweak it as you go to suit your temperament and your appetite and all that stuff, right? And that's really cool about getting other exposure. I mean, all these years I've been exposing myself to all the moderators in BBT. Even now, I'm still paying attention to everyone's strategy. You never know what little nugget might come out of somewhere that would just unlock something within what I do. So, for example, with Or's style, he's been doing the pivot stuff for a while. And that was a bit of a seed for me to think about, okay, how about going level to level? Let's just explore that. That was like 4 years ago. And now that's pretty much all I do. So things like that. I think exposure is important. You don't have to 100% absorb everything or even put everything into action, but exposure is really important. And then you can decipher what makes sense to you and what you don't like. I think that's critical. That's why I really like BBT. It's amazing. I'm in there. I've been in there for 6 years every day till today. I'm still in there. So I think that's important. Oh man, this throat might be back again. All right, guys, about a minute to go to the open, minute and a half. As always, wait for the setups. I'm gonna sit out the first 30 minutes. It's just gonna be messy. I don't have a good feeling about it, and all the news. Basically, my strategy tells me the news is coming, so stay out of it. Keep an eye on all these other tickers as well. I'll put some lines on there. Forward watch. Tesla's always a good one to watch. See the lines again on Tesla. There's just not much distance between them. I don't like that. Anyways, keep an eye on that. And then the SPY. We got 30 seconds to go, guys. The market is a gold mine. Always good to sit out and wait for a good setup. Oh, man. Whew. All right. Here we go. Tesla's actually got a decent setup for a breakdown on the 30-minute. Looks a lot like the SPY looks. Actually better. But let's see. Again, you can see how jumpy it is. See the red line moving and the candlestick. It's got to take a moment to catch up every time it jumps. That's when you don't want to play. That's all the settlement stuff you want to stay out of, bad spreads and everything. There you go, Tesla, new low. There's your breakdown. It's a good setup for a breakdown. 282 will be the target there. But again, very tricky to trade. It's not stuff I like to enter. Not these days. You can see Tesla here on a 30-minute. You have the descending wedge. Not the last few candles, 5 or 6 candles before they open. So let's see what happens now. As long as it holds below the previous low in the pre-market, I think it's okay. Let's see, there it is, retesting that low, the previous low. Let's see, there it is, putting in the wick. There it is. Looks weak to my eyes. There it is, new low. Yeah, Tesla. 282. Let it run. There you go. That's a pretty decent one and done for whoever's in this. There you go, 282. Hit the target, you're out of there. Boom. Isn't that great? You're done in 2 minutes. Everything from here's a bonus. Anyone get some of this? Tesla's a near perfect 1 minute ORB setup going down from the pre-market. You see the SPY is just a disaster. No point playing with that. Ooh, Amazon's interesting, huh? That one's on the move the other way. There you go. Anyone in here get a piece of Tesla or Amazon? Either of them. Tesla is the obvious one to me.
Yeah, I grab Tesla. It was crazy because you're talking about how you shouldn't just take a strategy, but I added your strategy to my strategy to give me extra confirmation, and it's very useful.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. That's the way to use it. Good job, man. You don't want to copy trade anyone in this business. If you really want to copy trade someone, then just give your money to some hedge fund and tell them to trade it for you. You're better off doing that. You'll lose less, put it that way. If you just copy trade yourself, you'll lose a lot more. But this is all about finding your way. You know, when we have a group, that's important. We can do it together, find a way. Everyone's got different perceptions and different things. And, you know, you got to really have it to be a reflection of your personality. That's when it's powerful. There you go. Tesla. Amazon is messing around, but looking strong. And NVIDIA as well. That's a disaster. Let's pay attention to NVIDIA real quick. Little 1 minute ABCD pattern. Again, if you just purely like trading the open, there's strength in this. We got Shora, you're into AMD. All right, let's take a look. Oh yeah, there you go. Everything is generally strong actually, except Tesla. Tesla to my eyes was really obvious, but look at that. Everything else wants to go up. Nice ORBs and ABCDs on Amazon, AMD, NVIDIA. Yeah. Cool. Again, a good day for scalpers at the open. You already had a good day. You're done. It's a great big mess here. Oh, excuse me. Let's flip this thing. Okay, we got about 10 minutes to the news. Let's see what that does. some sort of PMI number, global services, whatever.
Fibonacci levels on AMD are tough because they're less than $1.
Oh yeah, that's when it's hard. Yeah, that's something I don't like. You know, in those situations, you can either avoid that stock completely or skip a little. But really, let the price action tell you. I think that's the most important thing.
AMD's doing what I thought Amazon was going to do.
So it's got an ascending wedge setup happening, a flat top, and looks like the lows might be pushing up. But let's see. AMD, yeah, very good ABCD patterns breakout. So you have one leg up, consolidation, second leg. Generally, you say don't plan for a third. It's already very extended from all the moving averages and stuff. So don't add more risk up here at the open. You've already had your opening volatility moves or momentum moves.
Amazon has quite a bit of consolidation at 190. I was curious if they were going to push up to it and consolidate again. Never happened though.
That's far out. It could happen. Not now though. There you go. AMD second leg underway quite nicely. Well, yeah. Nvidia is moving too, but definitely not as clean as AMD here. I'm giving it this chart. There you go. And you have the top of the 8 a.m. candle close to where Nvidia is now. So expect trouble over there.
Anybody catch Google?
Cool. Ooh, that's interesting. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Super strong, huh? Look at that. You could go long anything today except Tesla with a spot and you made money. Nice.
I'm long Google.
Nice. Yeah, good catch. Good moves all around. Good moves for the momentum plays. Tesla is very interesting. It's see that it broke through the level and it's holding below that. It's got some bullish activity, but if it keeps holding down there, there's a good chance of it continuing down. It's generally weak, but let's see what happens here. See if these buyers that are stepping up, let's see if they truly can go back to where it came from. Because everything else pushing up, again, if you like relative strength, Tesla's just sitting there where everything else is bullish, which means the moment everything else slows down, Tesla's going to crash down. But again, if you believe in that idea of relative strength, it's always a curious thing to me. I don't know. Let's see what happens. There we go. Now we're having things slow down. Look at Amazon there. Let's see what happens. Yeah, AMD was incredibly clean, huh? And Google as well. Look at that. So there goes Tesla. As things are slowing down, they're moved to the upside. Tesla looks like that weakness is coming in. Reverse ABCD might be taking place now. Breakdown of the low could be the next move down. There it is, breakdown. And this looks like it'll run. It's the next target. Where is it? 279.50. There you go. Very neat price action. Google and Amazon really went the other way, huh? Look at that. Very good looking early on and then straight back. Again, that's the momentum stuff. As soon as you identify the momentum stalling, you gotta de-risk it and get out of there.
Apple also weak.
Apple, oh, let's look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Yeah, very interesting. Apple. All right. So first move was up generally across the market. Second move was down. But let's see. Still very, very early. Ooh, Amazon shouldn't more be going down because it loses the opening price there, that area. Good.
Took Amazon short, but I'm not in the size that I want to be yet.
Yeah, careful with it. It's moving fast. Yeah, see, you have this is that Rising Devil setup, the way I like to see it. It gapped down, and then at the open, pulled up, and then comes back, reclaiming its opening price, going down. That's the ORB short. That's the powerful one. We saw a few of these fallen angels last week going up. This is just the reverse. And a very good strategy for ORB plays. Something I used to do all the time. Very powerful.
I took that Tesla trade off that 282 level short.
Oh, nice. Good catch. It was tricky. But
It was a
then
little, yeah.
the weakness came in, so there you go. Nice. Yeah, good action today compared to most days. Lots of good action today at the open. Except SPY. Oof. The one thing I want to trade, it cannot be traded. It's just a disaster. I don't want to look at it even. There you go. Tesla at the target. Straight into it. 279.50. Yeah, Amazon, Apple. Was Apple? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, look at Apple. Very weak, but if you look at it again, you have the Apple close up there, and you have the gap down today. And at the open, first move is up, then it loses its opening price, and that's when the big move starts. Again, that Rising Devil setup, the way I like to see it. Same thing with Amazon. Identical setups.
I short Apple with options.
Yeah, nice. But
Yes.
put
Yep. I put yes.
nice work. Options are wild. Be careful. But yeah, good job. You got manage risk on that, and then you'll be okay.
Yeah, I used the Avi levels 202.77 to 201.
Mm.
So it's a good move. $1.50 move.
Nice. You're catching it. That's good. It's hard to catch them at the open because things are
Yeah,
fast.
it is. I'm just testing it.
Yeah. Well, look at that. Yeah. Wonderful. You catch it as it breaks down, basically.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes. Yeah, and I added. I had a very small contract, like 10 contracts, and then see what is the price move. And when it's just the third candle that it's just pushing down, I just add heavy and then just done.
Nice. Good work. You got something going there. Build on
Yeah,
it.
because of this, what is it? The Berkshire Hathaway. I thought that maybe the Apple might be some move. Warren Buffett. I thought that maybe people might want to sell. So maybe it was wrong, but that's what I had in mind, that there is going to be a bullish move.
Nice. Yeah, you can create those biases. Again, I'm not a fan of those. I'd rather avoid creating a bias in your mind. But
I was reading the price candles. And so basically, on the Apple, the 30 minutes, I was looking at 30 minutes. I see that 8 a.m. was bullish. So I just aligned that with that catalyst kind of something. Yeah. Not just only because of the Warren Buffett, but because of 30 minutes and Warren Buffett.
Okay. Cool. If that strategy is working for you, then yeah, build on it, refine it, and make it work. Nice. It's all very interesting. You can see now, here comes the news. I'm watching the SPY on the other screen. Actually, I'll watch it here. It's very jumpy. Yeah, this candle's been jumpy already. See that? It's so hard to trust the SPY. You know it's going to be messy in there because it's been messy in there. It's just a tight consolidation. You don't want to be inside of that. Sure enough, on a 1 minute, that's what it is. And there you go. That's the fractal pattern. That's 90% of the fractal patterns. It's telling you when not to trade. Wait for the breakdown. Anyways, even if that happens now, I'm not going to take it because it's too close to 10 a.m. And 10 a.m. is when we're really going to get things jumping around a bit. After that, I'll think about it. Yeah, and I'll go ahead.
Hey, Avi. I have a question about SPY chart. I know it's consolidating more towards a breakdown, but wouldn't you say that there's a lot of chop into that?
Yeah.
Looking to the left.
Yeah, so you don't want to be here. This is where it's messy, but the moment it goes out, there's room to the left down here. So it's not a place it wants to be at. It's not likely to sit there very long. It's gonna go.
Yeah, so would you look at it like to short there because of the lot of chop in the left in the previous day?
Yes, I'll be interested in this chop. And the thing about zooming out is the more recent action is more significant. So pay more attention to what's recent. I've done a webinar on that. It's basically traumatic levels.
Like the previous trading session looks like it's more of a clean move, so you would short it because of it.
Now you see, you got this chop here. This is just
Right.
now pre-market. Then you go further back, you have the pre-market of the previous trading day. Which
Right.
one do you think is more significant? Well, this one, because it's happened more recently. Again, think of human nature, right? Something that
Okay.
happened very recently is more likely to traumatize you rather than something that's happened a long time ago and you're kind of getting over it. It's not
That
so
clears out a lot of my confusion then. Thank you.
Yeah. Alrighty, cool, man. Cool. So I'll wait for this breakdown. Hopefully it doesn't happen until 10. Then we can get something big.
Got
Tesla.
the perfect setup on Google with the breakout retest.
Yeah, Google. All right, breakout retest. Was that a level there? Yeah, I can get it. Right. Very nice. Google was good. Even Apple. Look at that. Perfect rising double just going through.
I missed this. I was looking at something else, and at 9, the red candle just after the white candle.
Hmm.
I was going to enter the the previous one.
Oh yes, yes.
Yes, over there. I was going to enter that, but I missed it because I was looking at something else.
That's all right. A lot of things move nicely today so far.
Yeah.
A lot of things. So you can't catch everything. Remember, you can't kiss all the girls. Okay, you try that, you're gonna find trouble. Just don't even try. Always remember that. What about this in here? Yeah, you gotta have fun with this stuff. Sitting around and waiting all day. Sujit, you're an Apple. Nice. Yeah, 200. There you go. 5R. Nice job. Jackie, what's the news? I don't know. Some news. I just see the trading terminal thing. Yeah, I don't really pay attention to it. All I know is that there is news coming out. It's going to be impactful. So at 9:45, it says Global Services PMI. Okay. 10 o'clock, it says ISM Services PMI. I don't even know what this stuff means. Also at 10 o'clock, non-manufacturing prices. Also at 10 o'clock, ISM non-manufacturing PMI. The other significant, also at 10 o'clock, non-manufacturing employment for April. What is all this? I'm not going to remember any of this. All I know is that it's going to make things jumpy, so I don't want to play with it. Not until it passes. There you go, Shane. That's good. Stick to your stops. 1 hour stop. Very good. That's what stops are for. Don't blow up an account. Apple, what a perfect setup. Rising double, short, add, can keep going. Good patterns here. Tesla as well. The first ORB can anticipate the breakout. It's jumpy up there if you know how to catch those. It happened well. And then the reverse ABCD. 2 legs, then a whole lot of mess so far. You don't plan for a third leg. Very hard to plan for those. Yeah, Google as well. Not bad. And then we had EMD. I wasn't even watching it. Wow, Tesla, look at that. The big breakdown just happened. Now, this is where you don't enter. This is where it's jumpy. Be careful. It will pull back. This is a heavy move, right? Very often pulls back, retest that previous low. That would be a better entry rather than jumping in when the candles. Pretty cool. I mean, this is amazing how it's just these levels are perfect. Look at that. And then there, breakout retest. You can think about this one. Let's see what happens here. Tesla. On a 30-minute perspective, I don't think it's a good short because it's already on the move and just catching it on the way. It's not what I would trade on a 30-minute. I would not short it here. Well, here, what do you think? Here, I would maybe. I'd consider it a breakdown of this zone, maybe. Down here, no. I wouldn't put new risk on down here. On a 1 minute, makes sense, but not on a 30. Oh no, here goes a SPY. There it is. There's the breakdown I'm waiting for, but it's not at the right time. I have to wait for after 10 o'clock. Oh, there you go, fake break. Gotta wait for these things. Anyways, guys, today at 11 a.m., again, I'll be in the BBT webinar room. So come on in there, do some live trading, have some fun. And, you know, if we catch something. See the SPY, what a disaster, man. It's so hard to trade this thing. I'm still trying to find a way to get into it and leave it alone. It is just so hard to watch after you enter, even before. Look at this. Everything else looks delicious today, except the SPY. It's a mess. Brad, that room is in Bearable Traders. So if you're a Bearable Traders member, I think, elite member, I think, then you'll have access to that webinar room. And yeah, go and have some fun in there. SPY's been green for 9 days in a row. Is that true? Really? I didn't even know. Yeah, cool.
Bouncing off of it over and over again.
What's that? Sorry, didn't catch you. It's muffled. Lost you there, Mark. You want to try that again? Tesla sitting there. SPY. You would think that this is a good reversal setup, but the truth is about SPY. It keeps banging itself on that level, which is encouraging for it to go down. Now, for reversal, what you really want is this kind of action, right? When it really bumped and went up, but then it made a lower low. This is not telling you the buyers are taking over. You can see these highs getting lower. Buyers are not taking over, it's the sellers taking over. And I would never even consider it a long anyway, because, well, I don't go inside the chop. And also, I mean, it's more likely to break down than go up because it keeps bumping itself on that level. So there's only one direction I'm thinking about down here, and that's a short. And that's it. There's no other setup I see. So I gotta wait for the news to pass. It's about 5 minutes. And then maybe there's a setup, maybe a breakout and a retest. And we get to get one done early today. I have Apple as well. That's very interesting. You know, Apple through the levels, respecting levels very nicely. Tesla still holding down below there, still turning what was support into resistance, so that's convincing on a 1 minute chart. Jackie, I trade. I trade in the webinar room. See, you understand, today's not a webinar. It's a live trading session, a Q&A session, if you want to call it that, where I get to talk to the elite members of BBT for an hour. So twice a week I do that. And I trade live it. And also, even when I have genuine webinars, like presentations I'm doing, I still take trades even in the middle of those sometimes. Last week I did, right? Took a trade towards the end of the webinar. It was just there, it's set up, and happened to catch it. So I tend to trade whenever the setup comes. That's what my trade book tells me. Just forget everything else and take the damn trade if it comes. You gotta take it. Now what do we have? AMD looking to go up, but not really. AMD's a mess right now. You want to be careful. It was good, but now it's messy. Anyways, here we go, guys. This is where, once again, you may want to look at the order books and see it clearing out. Those of you who have a book map, that's an indication that things are going to get jumpy when the news comes at 10 o'clock. It's another nice sunset out here. You guys got me missing sunsets every day now. It's ridiculous. So I spend this weekend sitting outside in the sunset in 40 degrees Celsius, just because I don't want to miss it anymore. So I know this week I'll be in here in this room. So, got all my sunsets.
Share the sunset.
Share the sunset? All right, in a minute. I'm looking at charts right now. I'm going to go blind looking at the sun. Imagine that you get blinded by the sun trying to take a trade. You have no idea what's going on. It is nice though. Here, the sunsets down here get really beautiful, especially from the desert. Beautiful. All right, guys, 2.5 minutes, and then I get the green light to trade finally. The SPY now making a new high. Let's see if it wants to go to the other side of its range. Yeah, up there. That would be great. Gets up there, false break, and then slams straight down. Just slam this whole thing today. Oh, I would slam it all the way down. Down to there. 55. You see that? You don't plan for a third leg. And the 30-minute chart would have kept you out of going short here. And also the concept of 2 legs is about it. So you had 1 here, and then the second, the third gets choppy and tricky. Apple's a little different. You could say 1, yeah, 2, yeah. So you have that ORB and 1, consolidate 2, and the third one. I don't like to plan for these things. Anyways, 30-minute setups keep me out of this. So things to think about. Probabilities. 1 minute to go. I'm gonna watch the SPY on the other chart as well. I'm gonna wait. I don't even see a setup here for a trade on the SPY. And anyways, it's gonna take a few minutes till it settles down after the news, and then I gotta assess it, see if there is something. I believe the battery in my truck is dead. I believe that. So stupid. I should pay attention to these things.
Hey, Avi, I was the jam.
Oh, good fun, man. Great to upload. Let's go have fun, yeah. Still getting echo from myself. There it goes. Whoa, jumpy action. SPY. Let's go get a more use a headset. Fix it quickly.
And not any issue for other call. There's something going on with Discord, I think.
Okay, this is interesting. See, that is jumpy stuff. This is why I don't like to play with it when there's news, especially the SPY. It's terrible. I mean, other tickers as well, but I don't. While the other tickers, I just don't think they get impacted so much. SPY is a disaster. There's a lot of news coming up right now. This is where you just don't know what's going to happen. This is going to break out. Is it going to go short? I'm not touching it. For me, the patterns are broken no matter what happens now. Until the behavior stabilizes, I'm not interested. Short would be down here, ideally 562 puts down there. The long is just not there. It's a choppy zone anyway. There's nothing. I wouldn't even go long here. This is very dangerous.
Is it better now, Avi?
Yeah, I don't hear myself now, so that's good. There we go.
19. 87, 96.
Vas-y doucement, Jackie, sur le café.
To start the day.
Ouais, je comprends.
Talking French again.
Yeah, we want to teach you some French because, like, you have to learn some other languages.
You know how hard it was for me to unlearn French? I did 7 years of French, you know that?
No way.
I
There's
did.
something in you. I know there was something French in you.
There's a lot of stuff in me you don't know.
Why you do that? Unlearn French.
I had to make space for more important things in my head.
Your head is infinite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's limited, it's limited.
Exactly, as everyone. No limitation, my friend.
No limits. That's true. That's true. I studied French in school for 7 years. It was like French, but I never practiced it, never used it. So I hardly know any of it. And that's it. I can recognize the sounds, but hardly know anything.
Well,
Can
you
you
can try
speak
with
Arabic?
us.
Try with you guys. Oh, man. How do you say candlestick in French? I don't even know.
Pascal.
Une bougie. Yeah, it's just a candle. We call that a candle, which is a bougie.
Bougie.
Bougie. Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
man.
You see?
I'm gonna get so confused.
You said great. You said amazing. You know that I'm having, by the way, when you enter my house, there's I'm having I never thought about it, but I'm having a batik. You know what's a batik? BATIK.
No, what is that?
It's kind of it's a painting in like a fabric made,
Okay.
From Sri Lanka.
All right. Yeah. Pretty stuff from there. Nice. This is encouraging. I like the SPY. False breakout up there. You can see that. False break. That leads to a good break down there later on. Hopefully not too long from now. Let's see. The price action has stabilized, I think. It's not too jumpy as it was with the news a couple of minutes ago. So now I have the green light to get into something, but I don't have a setup. Not until it gets to the bottom.
What makes you think it has stabilized?
I'm just watching it move. You see the red line on the chart? It just jumped up and down, and now it's just slowly moving. Slow and easy. It's not jumping up and down. That's all. You can see it when the news came out, it was just jumpy. And usually wait a few minutes and it stabilizes. That's when the market makers are done with their manipulation games. And then we get back to patterns. There we go. Come on down.
See bipolar narratives.
People are talking on top of each other. Can hardly hear. Yeah, Shane, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, the narratives across the market aren't matching up, so I'm not really sure what the overall market maker behavior will be.
All right. Well, the thing is, market makers, in my opinion, they don't give a crap about the narratives. They just know that their job is to liquidate orders or fill orders. And so they just use narratives or whatever the catalysts are to just jump the price around to liquidate whatever is pending. And yeah, so that's why we get all kinds of moves in the market irrelevant of, what the news is. It's only a little later when things stabilize and then maybe the big players come in and realize, okay, everything's undervalued now, we buy it all up. And that's then you have the big overnight gaps and stuff. That's kind of how I think things work. But again, all of it is complete garbage. All you need to know is watch the candlesticks. And that's it. That tells you almost everything you need.
We've got volatility and price movement, but then you look at SPY and Qs and they just haven't gone anywhere. So I'm like in this limbo of like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, watch it and see. I mean, 50% of the SPY is those Mag 7 stocks, but then there's still the other 50% with all the other sectors. So SPY is really choppy most of the time. It's always difficult to trade. Gotta be on top of your game for this stuff. What do we have here? Andrew, you want to know about Apple? Let's have a look. Apple is in a consolidation. Yeah, the short. If it breaks the low of day that's down there, then wait for the retest, then you can get it. But 30-minute, there's no way I would go put on risk down here. It's breaking now. I wouldn't do it. On a 1 minute, it makes sense. On 30-minute, because the consolidation's here, I'd break that and go. That's near the top. That was up here. Down here on a 1 minute makes sense, but not for me. Not on a 30 minutes. I wouldn't touch it. Otherwise, the setup's all right. It's just a consolidation for a continued move. But also, it's done two very good moves. It's hard to trust the third move. These are things to watch out for. You really want to watch out. You'd be better off looking at something like this that hasn't made a move yet and ready to break out of some sort of consolidation down here. So be careful with these things. Yeah, nothing yet. Nothing yet for me. Still gotta wait. Oof, these candles are getting bigger, not smaller. Oh no. Don't want to have to wait again for hours. Right. So guys, another 20 minutes or so I'll be here until 10:30. And we'll end this session and then move into the BBT webinar room at 11. So let me know if there's something on your minds. We got 20 minutes. I don't anticipate any setups happening before then for what I'm trying to trade. See, this is tempting to go and catch that breakout, but it's really not there. It's just not there on a 30-minute, and it's gonna get probably a little messy once it gets into that area. Just don't want to touch it up here. Big mess.
Avi, for Meta, would you consider longing around 595?
Why do you want to talk about Meta again? Told you last week, right? When I dumped her, That's the end of that. Like, oh man, you guys. What were you saying, 595? Oh, these are old levels. Let me get them out of the way. All right. 595, you said, down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is interesting. On a 1 minute perspective, it got up there. Well, you had the chop and then the breakout, and then a second leg up. Now, yeah, if it bounces off there, that's interesting. 595. It makes sense because see, the key thing about this is you're looking at this was resistance around 595. If it comes back, and then it broke out of resistance, then it comes back and turns it into support, that's a bounce, right? That could make sense. So price action wise, it would make sense. Just gotta make sure it's happening properly. On a 30-minute perspective, oof. Yeah, 595 is the level. Let's put these levels on and see what it is. All right. I don't like the breakout here, this 595 area, because you need a good consolidation before the breakout. It didn't do that. Consolidated down here, so the breakout to the downside would have been more interesting. Oddly enough, I'd wait for this to go. It's already made a lower high than previously, so that's interesting. Wait for it to come all the way back, turn this whole thing into a false breakout, take the short down there. That could be fun. I mean, this is later, but generally on this 30-minute perspective, which is what I like to look at, I wouldn't touch it. It's too much risk.
Yeah, I was thinking about that bullish candle. 30-minute is quite bullish.
Yeah, it's bullish. I mean, it could go easily. Anything can happen. But when you're putting on a trade, you got to remember you're putting on risk. You're risking your own money, right? So it better be worth it. Better be a good setup. Otherwise, don't do it and come back tomorrow and find something else.
Yeah.
Ours in which weeks you take vacation and not trading? Which weeks? This summer? I'm planning, 4th of July, that's a whole week of just stay away from it. And the last week of June, I anticipate not trading at all. I might pop in, but really, probably won't. And then further out in the middle of September, around then. So far, that's kind of my calendar this summer. Anything else? Did I say September? No, middle of August. Sorry, not September. Middle of August. Yeah. It's good to take a break. Always good. Refresh the mind, all that fun stuff. We have your Dan saying next week with Bootcamp 3 moderators. No, we're gonna have 2 moderators, me and one other strategies. Yeah, might be interesting. Seems like gonna be crowded on the strategies. Dan, no, it's not permanent. It's this bootcamp, which is started today, and we start live trading it next week. So no, it's not permanent. It's the first time we're doing it. And generally speaking, we've done stuff like this before, and the feedback is always really good, as in people appreciate the additional exposure as far as strategies and insights are concerned. As you can see in my strategy, there's almost nothing to talk about. But then you have someone else that'll have totally opposite things to say. Somebody here might ask me, what do you think of Apple? I'll say, I don't like it. The other person might say, it's actually a perfect setup for this reason. You suddenly get insight. Maybe you can build on that. But that's how I found it. I mean, I've, again, been a member in these various chat rooms over the years and moderating them as well now. I think they're great. So we'll give it a go. And yeah, again, boot campers will be there, but as we know, it happens every time. They just fizzle away quickly. It starts out, and by the second month, numbers are down to half. Usually people don't show up, or they blew up their funded account, or something. People give up, people quit easily. I don't understand why. And towards the end, it's 15 people, but you get other insights. Again, these guys are people I learned from, like guys like Thor, Megan, Jared, Mike. These are guys who are my mentors. So fantastic to have them in here. Be good. Oh my god, I think it's time for a nap. This freaking market won't do anything. Won't go to the level, won't do shit. Go have some dinner and then come into the BBT room and see what to do about this. Because there's really nothing here. Nothing. SPY is just in a choppy mess. And that's about it.
Avi, does Tesla look good for a breakdown?
Let's look at it. Tesla was good earlier. Again, on a 30-minute chart, I'm not going to touch it down here. Going into the 1. I'd be careful. You want to see this low here? This is where the buyers are. If it truly breaks the low, and then you can catch it on the retest and go that low down there, low of day. But overall now it's made its 2 legs, and then it's just a mess. You don't plan to trade the 3rd leg down, generally speaking.
Can I add on Tesla there?
Tesla, you're in Tesla?
No. I was about to say, if you look at the chart, You can see it made its first leg, its second leg,
Mhm.
right? The third leg, you know, if you see a third leg and it goes down, that would have been the move. But the fact that it even just, you know, bought right back up, it took a lot of those shorts out. So if it makes another leg down, it probably could do it, but your risk is too high.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great analysis. Thanks, Salim. I love the way you articulate things, man. I'm just like, oh, it's a piece of garbage. You just like say it nicely. That's cool. Thanks. Love it. But yeah, the risk is high down here. Exactly. The shorts are out of the market, and they're struggling to push it further lower. Even right now, it made a new low, but there's the buyers just pushing it up from 278 just now. These are things to watch.
Yeah, and if whoever's looking at the level 2, you can just see at the lows, you'll see a lot of bids, or sorry, a lot of orders go through on above the ask, which on my chart would be, or my time and sales would be blue, but for that, and that's the standard color. But you'll see a lot of blues go through the time and sales, that shows you a lot of shorts just covering on market shares. They just exiting right away, and that's what makes it pop to the top. Like that reject, you'll see that one candle with the minute before, you'll see that big rejection. That's all right right there.
Mhm.
That's your time and sales and blue bids or blue asks going through.
That's amazing. Yeah, those blues are there covering at the ask. Is that right? Is that what we got set up?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's a very good signal. Used to look at it all the time. Yeah, nice. Cool. Yeah, good stuff. I love it. There's so much experience just in this room already. And next week on, we're gonna bring some other moderators too. There's so much information, brilliant ways to see things. That's how you learn. Just gotta show up every day and get the exposure. Get Apple as well. Down here, we were just talking about it. See, did that ORB set up the range and then first leg down, consolidate, second leg down. Just don't plan for a third leg because get chopped up in this. Just don't even bother. That after 2 legs, it's quite a simple rule. Just say no, and that's that. Things could still go, but just keep it safe for yourself. SPY now can go up again. Let's see, there it is. Yeah, it's tempting to go long here, but my setup is not there, not at all. Setup on 1 minute isn't ideal either. You can see we'll break out, bit of a bounce off that ORB section. It's a mess. Very hard to trade this. All right, guys, about 10, 12 more minutes. Let me know what else is on your mind, and we can go through it.
Avi, why SPY is not a good setup? Because it's retesting that level, but you don't like it because it's not consolidating enough?
Yeah, I'd like to see a good consolidation here on a 30-minute, right below the level. It could do it now for the next 2 30-minute candles, or something like that. And then I also want to see a consolidation on 1 minute, like a wedge or an ABCD pattern, or something consolidating that sets up a breakout. This is kind of a tough one to see, but it is there. So yeah, I'm not seeing. I need to see it on both. Firstly on the 30, then I'll pay attention to the 1, and then the setup's there. This thing may well go without the setup, and if it goes, that's fine. The key is to wait for your setup. If your setup's not there, don't touch it. Just don't touch it. Blow it all up.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's likely to be messy in this area too. Look at this. Popped up, came down, popped up. It's tricky. This is even worse. Up here, this is terrible. Anyways, let's see. These are not places that I want to touch it further up here. I'm only really interested in the downside. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that why do you just only trade SPY? Is just because of the liquidity or something else?
Yeah, firstly, I went to adjust for liquidity because I'm not getting that in the other options markets. And I'm getting kind of used to these 0 DTE things nowadays, so I'm getting a good feel for it and how to take advantage of them, using them in different ways. So now I have 2 reasons to be here. And that's it, basically. Other than that, it is very complicated, I think. Price action is always difficult, so you have to deal with that. But yeah, for me, it's a matter of being able to get in and out. I don't want to get stuck in a position and I can't liquidate. That is dangerous. For those reasons, I won't even touch Tesla or Nvidia or any of these other ones.
Yeah, Abby, can you pull up Tesla?
Yeah.
I just want to show something.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have the volume on your chart, but that candle that we were talking about at 10:15, 10:15, right there. If whoever looks on their chart who has volume, you'll see an excess amount of volume. That just proves the short coverings there and why you shouldn't short when the pattern is broken. Because that's a broken pattern. You can look at the third leg and you'd be like, oh, that's the, it's going down, and I could short it here. Well, you can do anything, but the fact is that the pattern is broken and it doesn't it just puts you in a bad position. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because I was a sucker for this. I'm still a sucker for this all the time. But, if I can share it and I can help people learn in this chat with me, it would make me better and hopefully them better trader.
That's brilliant. Yeah, thanks, Salim. Thanks for sharing these insights. That's amazing. That's what this is all about. Much, much appreciated. There you go, guys. There's a lot to be insightful for over there.
Yeah, I saw the very similar to what he saw in the order flow and the level 2, and it met my strategy criteria. So I took the 275 calls right down there and wrote it up to that next level.
Okay. So you went along with it with that volume push up. Okay.
Right with my push, as the candle was actually still red, pushing lower, I went in to take advantage of the premium melt. So I got a better fill.
Mm-hmm. I see what you mean. Okay. Wow. Cool. Yeah. Overall, this looks like a dangerous area to play with, but if you have a way to play it, okay.
Well, I mean, like, let's say you shorted at 10:15 where we were talking about. Could you hold it all the way up? That's the other thing, right? Is like, okay, like even if it goes down to 270 or whatever your next level, 275, 77, can you hold it through that pullback to almost 280 or 279.50 or 7, right? Like that, it makes it difficult. It makes it really hard, and you put yourself through a lot of stress and mental like drainage holding that.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, it's hard. So why would you put yourself in that, and then you drain yourself, and then you're gonna struggle to make good decisions in your next couple of trades, and then it gets hard. Yeah, mental capital, guys. Oof, we don't talk about that enough. That is the real currency we're working with here. You gotta protect it. Really protect it. Have rules in place that keeps you out of this. So that's really important. Good stuff. There you go. Good.
Yeah, if I can add to what Salim had said, the way that I've configured my strategy as I tweak it as the market changes. On that first push on the option chart, I'm out 80% of my position, and I leave just that 20% on in case it runs. If it doesn't, I stop it out, break even, and either way, it's a green trade. But I'm only looking for that little push from my entry was like 10.50 something on the option premium, and I pushed to 11, I was out.
Okay, you're scalping that.
I'm scalping. I've always been more of a. I've modified my. I want to be the kind of guy that holds all day, but this market just hasn't been conducive, in my opinion. And so I modified my strategy to take more size and get out much quicker.
Okay, that makes sense. If that's working for you and you got an appetite for that, you got a mindset for that. That's perfect. And,
yeah,
get going and do it good. Nice.
Avi, then it would be
Cool.
a good.
Rachel, can't hear you again.
Oh, okay. What about now?
So long.
So loud. I tried to keep it soft this morning because I blew your ears the other day.
Almost got me.
I was just curious. So, if given that, let's see, you see that that reverse hammer at 10:20. So I was thinking of going short and then falling candle after that. But then, given that Salim earlier said that that there's a huge buyer at 278 area, then is it still a good idea to go short at right after that 1020 reverse hammer, knowing that you will run into resistance around like 278 area?
Yeah, that's a good point. As far as the setup's concerned, I think it's pretty decent. You know, as levels go, it's breakout. You got a very good naked candlestick pattern here, group to the left, all that stuff. The new low is the entry. But again, just being aware of the trouble along the way. Let's say you got in, and right about where it found those buyers previously, you can see where it would have given you a little bit of heartburn, right? It was pushing up against you. Would have been hard. And then sure enough, it broke. Okay, it worked. But this is a bit more dangerous than if all this action wasn't here, if it just consolidated up here and then put in this reverse hammer, then you can do it a lot more confidently, right? You can even put on bigger size and even hold the whole size for the whole move. So this is what makes it tricky, you know, even though you might have a perfect setup, but if you anticipate there's a little trouble on the way, you're always going to doubt yourself after you've put risk on in the market, and that's when you start making bad decisions. So you want to be careful of that. That's what I do as well, right? When I'm looking at these 30-minute charts, it looks like it's going to get choppy in that area, even if the setup's there. Sometimes I want to get involved. I'm like, let it be. I don't want to deal with thousands of dollars up and down. I don't know what to do with it. You don't want to put yourself in that situation.
So if I were to go take that short earlier, then should I have like start thinking about trade management and take some partials around that area where the buyers were found, or it's simply not really worth getting into this trade to begin with? How would you approach this scenario?
Yeah, both are valid. I wouldn't get into it personally. It's not my. I don't like risk. I don't like things that hurt my brain. This hurts me a little bit in my brain. I just don't want to touch it. There's other opportunities are there all day. Why would you mess with something that's not perfect? Yeah.
All right.
Mental control.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Sure. A lot of weakness now in Tesla. Wants to go. Apple as well. Looks like it's making those new lows. Everything's doing lovely little shorts except the SPY. It's just stuck up there. Yeah, this is now looking like a decent setup for a breakout here. Getting these higher lows, almost a descending wedge. A tricky one, still not there. Be careful though up here. There's resistance. So anyways, the setup's almost good for a long on a 1 minute. Again, I'm not going to touch this. The 30-minute, it's not there. Gonna consolidate a couple more candles, maybe 30-minute candles. Then we go. There you go. Apple broke the low. That's what happened. You had the low of day there. You got to it. Oh yeah, consolidation and a break the low day. There you go. It's a good piece of action. But again, with the 30-minute candles, I don't even touch it. You're just catching it on the way you're chasing it. So I don't mess with this stuff. And Tesla's the same thing. Just looking at a 30-minute chart keeps me out of all this stuff. I would have got short there near the open and maybe adding along the way, but not putting on new risk as it goes. Because look at this, you're just chasing it. And again, for me, all of it happens on a 30-minute chart. I'm just focused there. And that's what keeps my mental capital, in play as it doesn't.
Morning, Biscuit. You just getting up?
You got a hot mic, Mark.
Oh, right. Oh, my goodness.
Hot mic. Yeah, you want to, make trading as simple as you can, really. For me, if the 30-minute candle is so big, it's already gone. I'm chasing it. And I don't want to touch it. So that's it. I'm not going to look at anything else. I don't care if it's doing something in 1 minute. And then you don't stress out about trading or think too much. Brain turns into a bit of a vegetable, really. Well, my brain's probably there already. There you go. All right, guys, just about 10:30 now. Anything else on your minds that you'd like to discuss before we end this? Everyone good? Everyone caught some shorts today, and then the Google long and Meta long and a few other things. AMD.
Hopefully, SPY will have a breakout and we'll take entry.
Yes, that's the plan. Take a nap first, and then maybe it'll do it. That's what the SPY is doing. It's taking a nap. I'm going to take a nap too. Alrighty, cool. All right, guys. So in 30 minutes, I will be in the BBT webinar room for an hour. So come say hi in there. We're gonna have some fun. Maybe catch something if something sets up, and we'll see.
Cool. Thanks, I'll see you there.
Cool. All right. Take it easy, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Avi. Thank you, Avi.
See ya.